Hey guys, can you hear me? I'm sorry. Some people were saying that they can't hear me, so I'm hoping that you can. But I've been doing laundry right here and jamming out with that. We're gonna go inside. Yeah, the apples do grow great up here, and same with peach trees, and then also any type of citrus tree is really good. What's up, girl? What are you doing, sweetie? You just napping? What's up, girl? What do you got, little sweetie? Oh, pumpkin girl. Okay, so that's what it is. When it's turned around, you can't hear me. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll flip it like this and then flip it back around. That way you guys can hear me. I forgot about that. I'm an idiot when it comes to live streaming. All right, you want to come outside? Come on, let's go. You want to go for a walk? Come on, let's go. I think she wants dinner. I haven't fed her yet. So come on, sweetie. You want to come outside? Nope, she's going to chill in there. So I want to let y'all know, too, that uh, I got the Tacoma all decked out. We're gonna be tent camping going forward because Sierra, she can't jump up and up into the truck, but I can take all my camp gear with us, and then we can kind of operate out of the tailgate here. And so I've got the Zero Breeze air conditioner because it's still gonna be a little warm during the days out here. And then I've got that. This is the Hest sleeping mattress, and it's the double. And I got that from Truck Bed Living's Amazon store, but that's the double, and that thing folds out to fit the perfect footprint of the new MSR tent that I have. And so we're going to be tent camping, and that way Sierra won't need to jump in and out of the truck because, the tumor in her rear is sticking out about like that. And she doesn't seem to really, I don't know, she doesn't really seem to have it bother her, but I mean, it has to, I have to think it does. And so, unfortunately, with that, I just don't want to aggravate it by her jumping down up from like a big height. And so that's why we're going to be tent camping going forward. But I want to take her out fly fishing. I mean, obviously, I got some stuff to take care of around here, but I got a little bit of time between now and when I can talk to the lawyer again. And so, might as well go fishing. I mean, pretty much no better pastime. And so, we'll be good to go. So you got a vacation house up in Prescott. Never seen any citrus up there. Oh yeah, but my buddy down here, he grows citrus and it works really well. So we're at a different elevation than Prescott though, because like Prescott's like 52 and we're almost at 6 up here. And then I don't know what's up with the soil up here, but everybody says it's great for citrus. And so lemon trees, orange trees, peach trees like crazy. Like everybody does peach trees around here. And then I think apple trees too. But my buddy's got like three different varieties of peach trees going right now, which is awesome. So, all right, let's see here. Oh, let's see, a Cappy Lover. No, I didn't talk about him. Well, I kind of talked about him. I just said I was doing a fact-finding mission when I posted that video. And so that's why I took it down, because I got the information I needed. People reached out and gave me some more info, which is what I wanted. And then I got it all over. I emailed it to my lawyer this morning. So she's on vacation, but we're going to touch base when she gets back. I wanted to show you all the ferns. So, hey, what's up, Luke? How you doing, man? Thanks for tuning in from Australia. Let's see. Let's see. You're asking where the truck is. It's down. It's on the property here. I just got it tucked away in an area. That way I don't have to see it because it pisses me off. All right. So, Timmy, what's up, Timmy C? But these are the fern plants. This is the one that I've trimmed a bunch, so you can see the difference as far as how healthy it is and how full it is. And then this is the one that I didn't trim and let the big flower or big leafy extensions go that take away from the flowering stage. And so that's like no trim there. And then this is a bunch of trim, and they're both the same age. So you can see the difference as far as how much production in the plant. And you can do that, you can take this is from seed till now. See, time from seed till now. Let's see, September? So May, like 4.5 months, I guess, or 4 months, I think. So I don't remember, honestly, but that's what's going on with there. And then these sweet potatoes right here, that's what I have growing in this section. That's going to be available on the first ones I'll be able to pull out would be like November 9th-ish, because it's roughly about 95 to 100 days, when you pull it off the little sweet potato here when you've got it as a, whoops, when you've got it as a slip. Oh man, that's gross. This sweet potato just fell apart, so let me show you. I'll have to pull it up. But the slip that you pull off of here for the sweet potato, which is on this side, you just basically disconnect this right here and plant it in the ground, and the root structure comes with it. So it's real easy to do. The sweet potato finally fell apart, but I got 3 rounds of slips out of that, which is nice. You could take any sweet potato, and then all you do is in the top part here, this is kind of gross because it rotted out, but the top part, you just put like 3 different, what are they, like toothpicks in there or sticks, and then you just submerge it in water up to here, you know, up to like the rim, and you just change it out every like 3 days, the water. And you can grow lots of sweet potato slips. That way you don't have to buy them at the store. And you get it from any organic, you know, sweet potato. You can get it from regular sweet potatoes too. And you just break it off and then put them in the ground and they start growing. And you can tell when they're ready to roll because like it'll have a whole root structure with it. Because if you look at the slip here, I'll break it off. I'll pull it up. But if you look at this, you know, like the root structure's with it. And so it's real easy. You just put that in the ground and then these start growing like crazy. And then they'll eventually have runners that go out and will, you know, we'll get going. And so each one of these slips can do like 3 to 5 sweet potatoes at a time, you know, which is really cool. So you could put like 3 or 4 of these in and then harvest them up. And then, you know, you might have some available for friends or whatever. But the rest of the area that I have here, this is probably where I'm going to do the solar field because it's open enough, especially if I knock out that bush right there, and that's just a scrub oak, so it's, I mean, it's really, they're not very beneficial out here. They have a bunch of little spines on all the leaves, so it feels like little cactus things. So I try to get rid of them up here because they shed the leaves so much, and granted, they're great for fire, but they shed the leaves so much that you just always are, you know, pricking your hands on it or your sandals or whatever it is. But anyway, put all the solar here because the sun is starting to set a little bit lower in the sky. You know, it was over here in the summertime and it sits in that saddle in the summertime right there. But now we're getting over there and then it's going to eventually get really low in the sky. But what's nice is if I have the solar panels up on stilts or like little posts, I can alter them through the sky, or excuse me, adjust them, you know, to track the sun through the sky throughout the day. And I think I'd be in good shape over here. The only thing I may have to do is trim back this tree right here. We got Bob tuning in from Rhode Island. Dude, I learned how to surf at Narragansett Beach in Rhode Island back in like 1993. We used to go out there to go to Newport Jazz Festival and on Newport Island. And I saw B.B. King play out there and it was incredible. So I'll always remember that. I've got real fond memories of going in Providence and hanging out at Narragansett Beach and all that stuff. So that was a cool area. But it's been real quiet out here. There's been no one around. Holiday weekend, you know, a couple weeks ago, I only heard 3 people drive by the entire weekend. And then we had a property owners association meeting, I guess last weekend. I didn't know about it, so I didn't go. But I talked to the president of our property association and his wife, and they're super cool. So it was good to see them. They're not up here full time yet, but they're going to be soon. He's got a pretty cool cabin that he's built. So let's see. We've got some good questions or some good stuff here. So I'm very interested in your creek damming project. Yeah, it's working out well. It seems like it's coming along. So I kind of did it late in the year. I mean, and also we didn't have a really good monsoon season. But I'm hoping this winter is real wet again because a bunch of stuff will deposit down there with like the slow trickle melt, you know. That stream will just go full time in the winter. So should put in a lot of sediment and get a lot more stuff growing around it as I slow that water down and just spread it out. What's cool is, I mean, the water continues on. So I was going to talk to my neighbor because the water eventually ends up in a lake down there. And I was thinking, like, why don't we just do this all the way down and then all of our properties can look really cool. So anyway, let's see. Getting your family's old homestead place and looking forward. Oh, that's cool. Sally, that's cool. Oh, you and the different solar. Yeah, well, good luck with your folks' place or with your family's old homestead. That sounds awesome. So, I'm so confused. Did you speak with Tyler? No, I mean, I'm not talking to him. He's like complete fraud. But I got the information that I needed. So, got the information too. I sent the email off today to my lawyer with everything and all the screen captures and stuff. So we'll be fine. I'll give y'all an update when that's time. But in the meantime, I don't want to focus on that because, you know, I'd rather spend time hanging with Sierra and chilling around here. And, you know, enjoying life and not worrying about that bozo. He's just a snake. So, but I'll let y'all know about it when I'm able to. But let's see here. For those that are just now tuning in, check it out. Yeah, Steel Mill, you're saying, I bet the sky looks incredible at night. And Alan, dude, I am too. I'm glad I kept the taco. I started packing that thing up. I'm like, dude, I love this truck, you know? And granted, it's given me problems over the years, but I've replaced everything on it now, and it runs awesome. Like, it runs great and drives great. And, you know, I got the compressor under the hood. I got everything I need with that truck. And it can go anywhere. And it's got silver, you know, it's that silver to where when you get a bunch of backcountry pinstriping on it from four-wheeling like crazy through really tight trails, you never see it. Like, I haven't even washed that truck in, like 2 years. And, well, I mean, I've washed it, but not really done anything to it. I haven't waxed it or nothing like that. And so it's amazing that truck still looks that good. And I'm just going to jam with that. I'll just drive it till the wheels fall off, you know. I don't need to be going to a Tundra. And this kind of soured my experience with it anyway. And so I'm just going to stick with what I have. And I can trust that truck. I know exactly where my tires are at all time on trails, you know, stuff like that. And so it just doesn't make sense to change. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like it's kind of part of the channel, you know, the Tacoma. And I don't know. I felt like I was betraying, because, like, I don't know if you guys have seen Dumb and Dumber, that really funny movie with Jim Carrey and that other dude. I can't remember his name. But when Jim Carrey is driving this gal that he loves, or he gets infatuated with her when he's driving her to the airport. And she's walking away with her bags, and he's like, "Goodbye, my love," and then he runs in the car in front of him, and the airbag goes off, and she sees it. But that's the way I felt when my friend was driving off with the Tacoma to look at it, because I was gonna sell it to one of my friends, and then I just told him, I was like, "Man, I'm gonna hold off real quick. I'm gonna wait and see what's up with this Tundra." I was like, things aren't really adding up with it, and I wonder what's going on. And so I was able to, you know, not be stuck with a rig that I didn't think that. You know that Tundra is not in good shape. So, but it's all good. I'll get it figured out, and I'm glad to have the Tacoma, because we're gonna jam, and we're gonna go out this week, probably tomorrow, and fly fish a little bit, hopefully. If not, oh, and actually no, I can't do that. I'm gonna do it on Monday. So I got some friends coming this weekend to stay at the place. So, but other than that, everything's going good. You know, the weather is incredible. The sunset around here is amazing. I just kind of sit out here at my place and I look towards the west, and you know, that right there is like the big saddle. There's a property for sale right on that ridge right up there that looks out towards this way, and it's Prescott National Forest, and it is the most amazing thing it's the most amazing views on the planet. So, hey, what's up? Tyler has a bike. All right, everybody, Tyler has a bike. This is my buddy Tyler up in Flagstaff that has helped me out so much with the Tacoma. And dude, Tyler, you're solid, man. Thank you so much for giving me a call or getting in touch with me when you saw that video the other day. I took it down because I got the information that I needed from some people that reached out, and that was the reason why I put that video up there. But anyway, Tyler's a super solid dude up in Flagstaff. I look forward to seeing you, man, on the 22nd. So I just want to say thanks for all your help with everything. I really do appreciate it. So, but yeah, oh, Dumb and Dumber, Jeff Daniels, that's the other guy. But I felt like when the Tacoma was driving away and my buddy was looking at it, like I was, you know, Jim Carrey with the "Goodbye, my love," you know, when he's doing that and then runs into the car and airbag. So, but yeah, the night sky out here has been phenomenal lately. The other evening I had the hot tub going, and I've got it going right now. I'm gonna hop in it after dinner. But the other evening I was in there, and there was this meteorite that was like, it was like this red burning meteorite that just like hung low. Actually, I'll show you where it hung low at. It hung low over the ridge here. So it was like going like super slow. It was going this way and like cruising down, and then it broke up and was in a bunch of different smaller meteorites, and just kept on streaking across the sky, and it was so cool, man. Like, it was amazing. So the sunsets out here are phenomenal, you know, and coupled with the fact that there's no one around, I mean, it's so peaceful, you know. It's like in this crazy world that we live in, it's nice that there's still spots like this that you can go to and live at, you know. I mean, heck, my nearest neighbor to the west is a quarter of a mile away, and then my neighbors to the north are 40-acre parcels, and then there's a big old like wash area, like a ravine and like a little canyon, and then they're on the other side of that. I never hear them. I don't hear anybody out here. The only time I hear people is when they drive by, and so it's awesome. And hey, what's up, Kevin? How you doing, brother? Just seeing you there, Broken Nomad. But so that you pointed to. Do you know the asking price? Yeah, I think it's like, gosh, was it 52 or 42? It's a 40-acre parcel. The thing about it is most of it's a cliff. And so the bottom portion has like a road cut in and like a little pad that you could camp at or pull an RV to. And then the top portion has like a little ledge where you could build like a badass little platform up there that looks out over the west. But the rest of it's just this huge slope that goes up, you know? And so the views up there are absolutely insane. There's another guy that lives up there, and he's on the other side of the ridge. And so you'd be up there with him, and I see him up there, but I never hear him. Like, I've been up there a bunch. I'll go up there. That's where I four-wheel and take Sierra up to. And there's a bunch of stuff up there. There's also other stuff on the other side. So, like, that's more of like a southerly view. And then there's other properties out here that have the direct west view, which is what I have, which is really great. Then I've got kind of a protection in the morning because with the ridge that's behind my place to the east, you know, the sun doesn't come up here until like 8:30 in the morning, which is pretty nice. I can sleep in a little bit. And so there's properties though on the other side, because I'm on the Juniper Mountain Range, and on the other side of the Juniper Mountain Range on the east side, they get insane sunrises, you know? So it just depends on what type of person you are. If you're a morning person and you want that morning exposure, and that's really nice too in the wintertime because you get sun first thing in the morning and your property can have passive solar and heat up. But there's excellent properties over there. And that's close to that historic ranching road that goes into Prescott. So that's a pretty cool area. But you just got to get out and drive around a little bit, you know? And I have had some friends reach out and be like, hey, man, you know, would you mind going and checking out this parcel? And I actually love going and looking at real estate. It's kind of like a dork move on a dork characteristic that I like. But I do like going and checking out places. And it gets me around on these trails. I mean, this is all essentially a national forest. So, but Tyler, I just see your message there. Yeah, so but there's a bunch out here, man. And you know, there's everything from 1-acre parcels with power, because there's like a place way down south that's really tucked in there far, and they're all 1-acre parcels, but there's power down there. It's right next to Prescott National Forest. And there's spots like where I'm at, and most of them are 40-acre parcels. You know, mine's a smaller one because it was a 40-acre that was subdivided from the road that came in here. So the road kind of naturally broke up the parcels, so they, you know, broke them up into two. But with mine, 14 acres, it feels a lot bigger because I back up to state land. So that's another thing too, is a lot of the parcels around here do back up to state land. And but you know, you get out, walk them, and see the variety of terrain. I've got tons of different rock on my property, and that rock is so great to use for different sort of building stuff. So, hey, we got Dive Talk in the house. What's up, Gus? How you doing, man? So, hope everything's going good down south. Things are good up here, man. I'm just kind of chilling, enjoying the sunset. So let's see here. Let me flip this around. We're just at my place. I was charging up one of my batteries earlier. That's a Champion battery. But looking towards the west, that's the mountain range that's across the way from me. There's a big valley in between there. And that land right there, that's all state land. So that's 640 acres of state land. And then the lake is tucked in right over that first ridge. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, people were saying about the internet, you know, with Starlink, it really opens things up, you know. So if you can have Starlink, you can run your phone through it. Because I don't get, even though there's a cell tower across, it's more for Verizon, and I'm on AT&T. But I'm going to change to Mint Mobile soon. But currently on AT&T, and the tower over there doesn't have AT&T. The tower's kind of over that way. So I have to run my phone through my internet, and it works pretty good through Starlink. And Starlink's pretty affordable considering that it's unlimited, you know, which is good. So, but yeah, the Starlink is good for that. Mine cost $150 a month, and I was paying more for that for the cellular. I had Unlimitedville, and Unlimitedville was on the cellular network. It was $200 a month for unlimited, you know, data. But the Starlink is like probably 8 times faster with the uploads, and it's way better video quality, very reliable. The only time it goes down is if you got like a super heavy rain or a super heavy snow because of that interference with getting a satellite signal. But in real heavy clouds, it's not a problem. And, you know, if you're in an area like Arizona or Colorado or something like that, and you're out in the middle of nowhere, those are pretty sunny states anyway. You know, as long as you're not in Seattle, you should be all right. And all you need really is a northerly direction for your satellite. And then if it's open, which I cut open an area on the other side of kind of like where my sheets are over there. Let's see, where's that at? It's over that way. Where the sheets are over there. That's where the Starlink is located, and then I just point it north, and you're all good. But around here, the projects that I've been working on basically is just to clean everything up because there was so much debris. And when I made this fence here, this is the fence that I made out of juniper tree branches and put in the ground. I mean, I had debris, you know, stacked up as tall as that underneath all the fence. So, you know, the whole fence that was over here and stuff like that. And so, let me show you real quick. I found some neat relics from the ranch here prior, because this is a a historic ranch. This was in the 00 Ranch, is what they call it. And so it used to be like, I don't know, like 130,000 deeded acres, and now they're down to like 50,000 deeded acres. But they sold off a bunch, and when they sold it off, every 640 acres they sold available for residential, another 640 had to be put into state land. And so that's how I back up to state land, and a lot of people do, really. You know, with the 40-acre parcels, most of them do back up to state land, except for a few on the interior. But I wanted to show you real quick. Let's see here. I found all these cool old cables on the property. And so it seems like there was a cowboy camp up here back in the day. And I found tons of different just barbed wire stuff and cool things to put underneath the fence. And then over here, I actually have a gate that I used, or that I found. And so this is a really old barbed wire gate right here. And it comes down, it's braided barbed wire that comes around this way. And you can see at one point there was a stick through here for like a fence post. And then it goes over this way. Well, when I'm not here what I want to do is finish the rest of this fence, but when I'm not here, I can take this and take it over this way and put it over here on that, and then now the cows aren't coming in. Whoops, as I trip over a tree stump. But now the cows can't get through, so the cows will stay out, you know, because there's I've got a little bit of barbed wire here. So what I wanted to do was, let me flip this around. What I wanted to do was create kind of a natural looking fence. And that way it didn't just look obnoxious and out of place. Like, this place is cool. Like, I want to make it look as natural as I could. And that's where using, you know, like the fence posts here and tying them in with some of the existing trees that go around. Let me take this down. But tie it in with, like, you know, the other trees. I think these old growth junipers kind of look like bonsai, like huge bonsai trees. But, you know, I think that looks cool. I think it looks like really neat going through. And I'm just going to continue having that go all the way around and tie in behind the little shed that I'm building right there. That's a 4-year project, it seems. And then have it come around this way and tie in with these junipers, these big junipers back in here, all these, and clear out all this stuff in here. So that's going to be what we do. You know, it's going to be a lot of work, but you know, it pays off. Like, the first 2 years that I had the place, I was gone for a year out of that first 2 years. And I didn't talk about it too, like the spring of, let's see, it's 2023. So the spring of 2022, I broke 2 bones in my foot, but I didn't tell anybody. And that's why videos during that time were a little bit few and far between, was because I felt like I was kind of complaining too much. Not complaining, but I mean, there was a lot of heavy content with Sierra's cancer, you know, and I didn't want to bum people out. So I'm like, oh, I'm just not going to tell anybody. So I've only really had about 6 months out here full time to work on it, but I think it's getting really cool looking. And the main thing is I mean, it's crazy how much everything grows during monsoon season. It just overgrows. And so I think I will have to eventually get some sort of like lawnmower out here and just help to kind of keep the you know, the growth from that, because I can knock all that stuff down once it dies, then when it gets cold enough, and then that fertilizes the ground, you know. So let's see, we got Austin Peak saying what's up from Payson, man. What's going on, brother? I want to come out there and hit West Clear Creek soon, and go up to like above Strawberry there, go fly fishing. But yeah, it's looking good in here. I've been able to get a lot done. Crummy VCR, thanks, man. Let's see, you've got tons of material there with trees you cut down. Yeah. So I've got lots of material around here, but I think it's looking good. I want to open up. I've got my hammock right here, and what I want to do is keep these baby pines. I love the look of pine. I think they're awesome. So keep the baby pines, but you know, extract the big old cactus. These are the ones that have super, super, super tough spines. They can actually puncture. They can actually puncture an ATV tire, you know, so you got to watch out with that. So Kevin, the amount of stuff. Yeah, I've just been jamming every day. What I figure is I'm like, okay, if I can do 4 hours of work a day, you know, whether it's clearing brush or moving rock or, you know, building raised garden beds, you know, or whatever, I'm like, I might as well do it. You know, it's only going to benefit me in the long run. And I think that also, you know, with just the way things are in the world, it's nice to be able to have this spot to where there's no noise, there's no nothing out here. Like, it's so mellow, and I don't know, kind of reminds me where I grew up in Kansas, you know, because like Kansas is real, especially when I was a kid. I mean, heck, we go out on these dirt roads that were just right outside our house and ride our dirt bikes around, or ride our dirt bikes, and by dirt bikes I mean like pedal bikes, you know, not actual motorized ones. And we got go-karts and stuff like that, and it was awesome. I mean, I loved the solitude out there and driving all the county roads and everything. It was great. But this has the same feel to it. It's just, there's a little bit of agriculture out here. You know, there's some cows, which is what we had in Kansas. But then I'm also up at like 6,000 feet, so the temperatures are real nice, you know. We're looking at like 75 and 45 from here on out. And that's just great temperatures. It'll hold like that for about a month, and then it will, it'll get to the point to where, you know, start to cool off a lot more. And then once the evenings get down to freezing, that's when I usually put a stove in the camper. And I'm excited too, because with the cover that I have there, I'm gonna finish the back side of it, the camper cover, and then you know, have the stove all dialed in and just make it more legit, you know, and just make it more of a good living space out here. So, all right, let's see, what have we got here? Say, hey, Brian, everything's looking good. You've come a long way. Oh, thanks, Lauren. Yeah, it's looking good out here. I'm real pleased with my progress. You know, it's not gone 100% according to plan, but I think things are looking good, and I really like the camper cover that I put together. I mean, I think it's working great. We had some pretty heavy winds that hit the other day. We've had some good storms coming through, and that camper cover did not budge. I haven't done anything to it since. I actually took some of the support beams down because I didn't need them. They weren't doing anything. And so that thing doesn't rock in the wind at all. There's no movement whatsoever. We had this microburst come through, and it just stayed put. So I think it's fine. So let's see, Broken Nomad. It'll be awesome to see you again in person. Yeah, that's cool, man. And also too, you're welcome to come out anytime. Just hit me up. So let's see, Dorothy, your place is great. All your hard work's better. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited, you know, with how things are coming over here. I do want to also build a little spot. Let me turn this around. Although I do want to build a little spot right over here for like a truck cover, you know, get my truck out of the sun a little bit in the summertime, because the sun out here can be pretty intense. So I've got a spot here which would be perfect for it. So let's see, Austin P. So I would say in northern Arizona, there's some good stuff over by Ash Fork, especially south of there. There's a little town called Paulden, and it's just a small town, but to the west of Paulden are some really cool little mountains, and it seems like the parcels there's enough variation in the land, like you can tuck into somewhere and no one would ever see you, you know. You'd have total solitude and all that stuff, and with Starlink, it opens up those areas. And so it is kind of open up land around here with Starlink there's lots of stuff around here that wasn't you know, had no cell reception, but now people can move in because of Starlink. But that's a good spot. I would say up by Peach Springs, south of there, because Peach Springs is the old Route 66 that goes from Seligman, and then it goes up to Peach Springs there, and there's a turnoff on Peach Springs to go to Diamond Valley. Is it Diamond Valley Road? Diamond Valley Creek Road or Diamond Creek Road. Anyway, it goes all the way down 2,000 feet and goes into the, it's the only road that goes all the way to the Colorado River and the Grand Canyon. That's up there in Peach Springs. So south of there is pretty cool. And yeah, Michigan Carol S. I forgot that I mentioned that is that I did a live stream with Bob, and man, I feel like a schmuck. I watched that again, and I talked for the first 7 minutes straight. Bob's just sitting there like, dude, shut up. So I apologized to him the next day. He was real cool about it. He was like, oh, don't worry about it. He's like, I don't care. And I got a really good video with him too, which I'm editing right now. We just sat on my front porch and talked for like 30 minutes. So I'm editing that up, and it's just a casual conversation with Bob, but it was really cool. So, Coops, I'll let y'all know when I can. I put up that video the other day just to get some, that was kind of like a fact-finding thing, and I got the information that I needed. And so I got all the stuff over there to my lawyer this morning, and we'll see how things turn out. You know, there's definitely some stuff that went on that was real shady. So I'll let y'all know about it when it's all good. So, but yeah, Austin P. That's the stuff. So and so like south of Peach Springs is good. I actually am impressed on some of those parcels. So like you go to Seligman, and then you go west of Seligman, and about 12 miles you hit this peak, like this kind of it's like the highest spot, and then you start to slowly go down to Kingman. Well, hell, I didn't even realize it the other day until it was like probably about 2 months ago when I drove down there to pick up some stuff from Kingman, and there's creeks down there, like that flow year round. They're spring fed and they're cool. And I started looking at it on maps. I'm like, wow, there's like property back in there and stuff. So it looks all like super barren on a map and everything, but there's some stuff back in there that's spectacular. So that's cool. As you get closer to like Prescott or Flagstaff, though, the prices really start to skyrocket. So, you know, you gotta think about that. And out here, I mean, I don't think a code person's ever even, I don't even know if they know where this place is at. They probably do on a map, you know, but we take care of our own roads, so there's not even any reason for the county to come out here. There's no energy out here either. So anyway, that's what's going on with that. And you know, the land that's kind of like, I would say kind of like southwest of Seligman's pretty awesome. There's some good stuff back in there. Let's see. You know, the stuff south of Williams too is real nice because that's pine forest. So that's ponderosa pine, which is insane. And so, you know, those trees get up to like 150 feet tall. So there's stuff good south of Williams and also a little bit north of Williams. And then you can get into like the Grand Canyon area, but a lot of it's higher elevation than here, but I don't think they have as much vegetation. And so until you hit the Grand Canyon, and then of course the Grand Canyon's insane. There's tons of amazing camping around there on the South Rim and the North Rim. But land close to Prescott is pretty expensive. I've seen stuff down there skyrocket, especially like parcels that are kind of out close to National Forest boundary. I've seen stuff as expensive as like, you know, 200, I'd say like 100 grand an acre, which is insane. I mean, I paid for mine, I was like 1,200 an acre. So I'd rather be out here. Yeah, you know what I mean? So let's see. Elevation is what I'm most concerned about. I want low summer temps. Yeah, Chris, that's the thing. So it will get hot here for about 2 weeks. And when I say hot, it's like 90, you know. And so in the sun, you know, if you don't have shade cover in the sun, it's hot. But if you have shade cover and the fan going, it's fine. And so I realized that after I built the camper cover, you know, for the Yellowstone camper over there, is that once the sun was off my camper and didn't hit it throughout the day, like, you know, it gets cool enough at night to where it cools off as far as the temperature of the camper. And then it takes a lot for that to warm up throughout the day if it's in the shade all day long. You know, and if there's a breeze, which there always is, especially once monsoons hit. But once the monsoons hit, out here, at least at my place, what happens is we usually get rain by 10 a.m. and then it's cool for the rest of the day. Because it rained this morning, started raining about 10 a.m. and then it was off and on a little bit. Then it really started hitting about 2. And then it rained straight through until 4. And I don't think it's got up to 70 out here yet today. So there was a time when I was out here working with a t-shirt on and shorts, and it was a little bit cool. So let's see, the cactus probably pulls a lot of moisture out of the ground. Yeah, same with too. The junipers, you know, the junipers just suck so much water. So, Let's see, someone was saying, how far is Phil's property from you? It's about, I think it's only like 40 miles as the crow flies, but to get there, you got to take all these wonky roads. So it takes about an hour and 15 minutes to get there, depending on how fast you drive, because the road getting to his place is pretty bumpy. And so once you get up there, you got to take it slow. And Phil's over on the East Coast. He met some girl, and he's out there with her. And so I don't know when he's going to be back. I haven't talked to him in a couple weeks. But I did talk with Baron the other day. They're doing better. I don't know if you caught the video from them recently, but they've been through a lot lately. And so Baron and Elsa are doing good. They're hanging in there and just working on their house and getting it all squared away and all that stuff. But let's see. Someone was asking something here. Deacons, how far is Phil's property from you? Let's see. Deacons, that cactus. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm kind of near Seligman. And I love it out here. It takes me about 35 minutes to get into town. That's with freeway driving too, because you hop on the 40. But it's nice to be on the 40 because, like, now that they've actually repaired it after it falling apart for the last 3 years, you know, it's easy to get around. You can go into like real towns. That was always my problem in Colorado. Is you get pretty far into San Juans and stuff like that, and it's hard to get supplies because there's not a lot of stores out there. You know, there's not really any towns around that have much of like the bigger stores that can get you all, everything you need. And so being up here, even though I'm out in the sticks, you know, I can go into town to Flagstaff, Prescott, or Kingman. They're all about the same drive from here. And there's every store that I need in those areas, you know, which is pretty nice. But other areas of Arizona, you know, like Pine Top is really awesome. That's kind of on the northern end of the White Mountains. And then you can go down to Fort Apache in there, and there's a bunch of rivers and stuff. And then Alpine is kind of a neat area. There's not much out there. Then it's really the nearest town it'd probably be St. John's, which is there's some stuff north of St. John's. That's where like Frugal off grid. I think he's kind of out in that general area, kind of northeastern Arizona. And the elevations up there are like 62 to 6,400 feet. So their winters are a little bit more gnarly than here. But they're saying this winter is going to be pretty good as far as like moisture and storms and consistency. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's all good and it will be good. Yeah, you were saying, let's see, have you talked with Timmy from Truck House Life? Not lately. We had a conversation on the phone about a month ago. I think it was about a month ago. He called, or maybe it was about 2 months ago. He called about some questions about some stuff, and I had some questions for him too. We always talk about YouTube. And he's been doing great, man. He's been crushing it. And I'm excited for this winter. I've got some good ideas for some good content and everything. And I kind of take it easy in the summertime too, because I realize that people don't really necessarily dig the summer content as much as they dig the winter. So, but Timmy's doing good, and Phil was doing good last time I talked to him. He was doing well. And then Kevin, yeah, they fixed the potholes on I-40, so it's finally doing good. So. And then Luann, yeah, Elsa and Barron house is going to be nice. Their house is awesome. I mean, heck, I was there last winter, and these huge beams that they put in there, like these natural, I think they're ponderosa pine. These ponderosas they put in there, or they're either that or lodgepole, they are huge. I mean, like 5 feet around. They got them up there with the crane and everything. They've got some good neighbors. And neighbors have been helping out a bunch, and they got these beams put in place, and they're putting some wood over it. It looks really awesome. And they've got cool views from where they're at. They're all the way at the top of their property, and they can see the Sangre de Cristos from their place. So they get those blood red mountains every night, which is really awesome. And then they've also got some other views across the way from them of a really cool property. So, but yeah, so Sally, you know, I feel horrible even telling the news, but Elsa had a miscarriage, so that was what the video was about. That's why they hadn't done a video in about 3 or 4 weeks. So they just talk about it and kind of, you know, talk about what they've gone through and everything. So, but let's see, Chris, you're saying New Mexico. No, that's actually Colorado. Well, I guess the Sangre de Cristos also go into New Mexico too. They go down there, but the Sangre de Cristos I'm talking about are in Colorado. So, but those are great mountains. Awesome fishing because there's no 4x4 trails in them. It's all wilderness. And so you go into the Sangre de Cristos, and you better be ready for like a 4,000 vertical hike and, you know, 13, 14 miles one way. But if you get up in those lakes, they have huge trout. There's a lake back in there that has a state record 37-inch cutthroat. They say it looks like a little submarine. You know, when you see they're going through there. It's so big. The guy was holding it shotgun style and could barely hold it up because it was just such a massive trout. So, So, Sally, I'm sorry to hear that. So yeah, they've been through the ringer, but they're. I talked to Baron, like I said, he's doing well. Elsa was in town visiting her folks, and so Baron was playing video games all day at his place. He's like, I'm just dorking out. I was like, same here, man. So, but yeah, Deacon MMA, it's like a big old salmon. I mean, I couldn't imagine catching a 37-inch cutthroat. I mean, I've caught a 22-inch cutthroat was the biggest one I ever caught, and that thing was huge. I mean, it was like a little hog, a little football. And so catching one that big would just be an experience. So that'd be pretty cool. But anyway, why don't we go inside? Sun's starting to go down a little bit, so we're kind of getting... Sun's starting to set over there. It normally sets right there in the summertime, so we're starting to get, let's see, starting to get... whoops, turn this around. Starting to get fall come in here. Chris, yeah, I'm barbless. I fly fish. I do tinkara. And barbless is so much fun, dude, because it's so easy to get them off, And you just gotta keep your line tight, and then if you do that, you're set. I think it makes you fish better, because you're more attentive to what's going on. You're not just letting it just going, So, all right, let's see here. I love Chama. Yeah, Chama's cool down there. I've got some good stuff. So, you got some good HEV trails I could ride with you. Yeah, there's a bunch around here, dude. I mean, National Forest is right there, so there's a bunch of good stuff. So, all right, everybody, let's go inside, say what's up to Sierra, and then I'm gonna do a burger for dinner, and then I gotta put the... Oh, real quick, just to let y'all know about what I've got going on here with the ferns. Fern update, and then we'll log off. But this is the fern that I was trimming the whole time, and I was taking the big, classic leaves off, like, once these start growing here, I was taking off like the big leaf. And this is the one that I did not take the leaves off. And look at how skinny this is, and it's like what the plant did was it focused on these big leaves instead of making dense flowers. And so that's what we've got there. That'll be ready, I don't know, like a month or so. This one I'm going to start trimming and get it up to speed with that one, and then we'll be in good shape. But they're both indica. I plan on making just edibles with them, and that's going to help with any sort of foot pain, because unfortunately where I broke those bones in my foot, I feel like I have some arthritis, and at night if I don't take Tylenol or something like that, it makes it to where I can't sleep because it just aches all the time. So, all right, let's go ahead and see Sierra. Let's see, we're allowed to grow up to 6 at a time here. So let's go ahead and see Sierra. What's up, girl? What are you doing? Oh, you want to come outside? Come on out. Oh, good girl. All right, you ready to rock and roll? You want to go on a walk? You want to go on a walk, baby girl? All right, everybody. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this real quick. This is Sierra's tumor in her rear. So for those that don't want to see a dog rear, just go ahead and tune out now. Come on, see right here, pumpkin. But I want to show you this. This is what we've been battling for like 2 years to keep it small, and it started to get big. But here it goes. Hang on right here, pumpkin. Stay right here. Stay right here. Come here. Let me see you. Come here. Let me see. So this is the tumor right there. I don't know if you saw it. That red tumor, and that's the tumor that's starting to pinch around her colon. So I'm using stool softeners to help her out, but it's just heartbreaking to see it because she's starting to cough a little more. And you can see she's in good spirits. Heck, she just jumped down and she's ready to rock and roll. But I've been watching that, and it started to really take off in the last like month. But I haven't changed her medicine at all. So I actually started just to ramp up the fenbenzidol today, and I'm hoping that's going to help. So anyway, just wanted to say thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll have some more. I think I'll have that Bob video up. I think we'll do that for Saturday morning. We'll take tomorrow off. I have been filming a bunch with all the rock check dams. I've got a bunch more that I've been building down there. So I've got that footage for y'all coming up. And then we're going to go fishing too, so that'll be fun to go out truck camping. So maybe we'll do a live stream when we're out if we have a lake all to ourselves or something like that around here. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. We're going to go make a burger and log off for the night. And we'll catch up with y'all on the next one. So thanks. Take care. All right, let's see.